Welcome back, everyone. Hope your day is going amazing this weekend. I released a little poll a few days ago, obviously asking you guys what Chelsea content creator you wanted to see me collab with next, and like the unanimous winner with like over 50% of a poll that had nearly 5,000 people who came to vote was none other than the OG of Chelsea YouTube, the original creator alongside Joe Zeka back in the day too, in Younes Talks Football. In today's series, you guys, I thought we got to do something big. We got to do something a bit special. So with the video today, we're looking on discussing our preferred predicted 11s for the 22-23 season, having a bit of back and forth, debating who we think should be the main guys, etc, etc. And I hope you guys enjoy a new video series on the channel. So without wasting any more time, Younes, man, how are you doing? How's life been?
Yeah, man, good. Thank you for having me on, man. Quality intro, much appreciated. Shout out to everyone that asked for me. But yeah, man, I've been good. It's the end of the season, thankfully, man. I wanted that season to end fast, and now it's over. I'm hoping we can start actually doing a madness. So fingers crossed. But on my side, things have been good, man.
Now we gotta get into the main part of the video today. We have to talk about what our dream lineups are for the 22-23 season, and I think we've got to start with the goalkeeper. Personally, now you guys can see on the screen, you're going to be seeing Younes' lineup and my lineup alongside. I think we can agree that I guess like the basis is going to be in a 3-4-3 system we're both going to be using.
Down the line, I don't know about you, I'd love to start shifting to a 4-3-3. That's my own opinion down the line, but yeah, for next season, 3-4-3 it's going to be.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. I just want to see the best of both worlds. Big games, back three, the rest, back four. Got a starting goal. I think this is going to be easy for me, but it's going to be Edouard Mendy. Now, we're linked with other keepers in the window, but realistically, none of them are replacing Edouard Mendy. Todd Bowley is a big fan and supporter of him as well too, so I think this is like the easiest one.
Yeah, straightforward. Well, I can cause controversy and say Kepa.
Oh,
no, I'm kidding.
Let's just add another 5 minutes to the video. Nah, that's probably not. Let's hope Newcastle come through and do us a favour this summer. But anyway, we got to move on to the defence now. As you guys can see, you know, I've got Koundé on the right hand side. So I thought it's going to be him. I'm going to be a bit controversial. You're not going to see Thiago Silva in my lineup. I just feel like maybe next season we're going to maybe transition away from using him as much, even though he's a reliable player. I kind of saw a little small dip based on the guy's very high standards as the season was starting to end a little bit. I just think maybe now it's a time for more fresh blood. So as you guys can see in my defense, I've gone for Koundé. In the middle, I've gone for Koulibaly. And on the left-hand side, I've gone for Levi Colwill. Younes, what are you saying?
Would. Yeah, if there's one guy I'd expect to stick a Colwell immediately, it'd be you. 100%.
I'm that cliched, I know.
No, you know what? I hear it. Personally, I think what will end up happening, I agree to an extent in terms of Silva not playing as much. So I do think Koundé's going to sign. I'll go Koundé right centre back. I think it's going to be Silva, but there are going to be moments where it's not going to be Silva, and we could see what happens. But I would love to see Koulibaly come in as well. Koulibaly to fill in that left centre back role in the absence of Rudiger, who's left. But we know Koulibaly can play centre. At the same time, Chalobah's there. He's going to be, I think, a backup to Koundé, if that's anything, and can also play central at times. So I think it's going to be Koundé, Silva, Koulibaly, and I think that will be the main back three to go to. But Colwill, if he does stick around as a backup, would be perfect, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think if he sticks around, this is some amazing experience to learn from Koulibaly and Thiago Silva. But okay, cool. We've got some similarities with our defense now. So I guess wing back position, I guess it's fairly easy for me. It's got to be Reece James, probably the best right-sided defender in the world, in my opinion. The confidence I feel with this guy is just unparalleled. Left-hand side, I'm going for Ben Chilwell, but I think one player I'm actually going to put in this team though, because I think maybe Ben might need some time before he gets back in. I think a move for Renan Lodi. I think that could be quite smart for us, because I want to see us like with quality, like competition. Like back in the day when we had Ashley Cole, Wayne Bridge, when we had guys like Azpilicueta, Felipe Luis, like we was winning league titles. Is it any surprise that we had quality like this? So as you guys can see, I've gone for Lodi and Reece James. What about you, Younes?
That's quality. I mean, for Reece James, I want to say, because we've all seen who Reece James has become. Yeah, I remember when Reece James had just started at Wigan, and I remember you advocating for Reece. And yeah, no, you've nailed that, because I remember when a lot of people didn't actually know about Reece James or too much about it. But for sure, best right-handed wing back, full back, if you want to call him that. I think in terms of the complete package, people will say Trent. I think the complete package, Reece.
Yeah.
So it has to be Reece James as right wing back. Left wing back, Marcos Alonso. No. No.
That's going to be the title of this video, you know.
Younes wants Alonso. No, I'm kidding. No, mate, he's got to go. With all due respect and thanks to him, but I think Chilwell. But a lot of people like, yeah, Chilwell's going to come back in and easy. It's not as easy as that because of his injury. We don't know what he's going to be like. Not even he knows what he's going to be like. That ACL can be
a bit
any
of a
side of the
mazza,
spectrum.
Yeah,
you never know. So personally, if he does come back as he has been playing, Chilwell, cool. If he doesn't, and we need someone strong, I'd love to see Cucurella in this Chelsea team, man.
Ooh, that's a shout, you know.
100%. I think he's, in terms of a wing back position and a full back position, whichever way you go, he does it, and he does it effectively, going forward and defending. So even in terms of his inward runs, in terms of his overlap, everything is solid. His tackling, I think he's class. So it'd be difficult to get him from Brighton. Have to splash the cash, I think, 50 mil, but Cucurella.
I think it's a shout. I mean, he came to the Prem, adapted instantly, to be honest. And obviously, if you're going to sign a wing back, you want to sign a wing back that's playing the wing back system. So that's a big shout, Cucurella. I wonder how much Brighton would sell him for, though. But I guess it's a different question for another time. So we're getting into the meatier parts now of this team. Midfield, I've gone for Declan Rice and I've gone for N'Golo Kante alongside him. I feel Declan Rice, he's a guy I've been watching since he was 17. My opinion on him has evolved as I've seen the improvements. I got to keep things fair, you know. I can't have an opinion on a guy forever and ignore the improvements. It just wouldn't be as fair. But with Rice, since making his debut as a 17-year-old, of course, playing at defense and then getting more leadership, you know, bulking up, seeing how he's, you know, like dominated that West Ham team, being their star player as well too. I think when you're a big club signing, you know, players for your team, you need to see certain qualities and intangibles like that. Like, how are you going to operate? Like, how do you lead? You know, how are you seeing? What's your presence? All these types of things I think Rice brings. The guy can pass the ball. He can defend off the ball. He's tactically intelligent as well too. I just think maybe if he had a more exciting name, like Ricinho or something like that, might get a bit more respect in his name. But I think him with Kante, I feel like Kante will come back. Of course, he's hearing this thing about like the little knee problem with the French national team right now. Let's hope it's not going to be too severe. But it does feel like next season could be that season where Kante isn't going to have to be like used 24/7, which means that we can get a better quality Kante due to that. So I've gone for Rice and Kante in my mids. What's yours saying?
You know what? Firstly, as I've said at the start of the video, I'd love to transition eventually to like a 4-3-3, and I'd have a DM with 2 8s, and I would love that because we need a DM that can actually protect and then kind of free up our midfield. But right now, I don't think we're going to do that. But we still need that DM. So I would go with, to be honest, Rice. Any one of us would take Rice. Yeah. Easily, right? I know the only thing that people have on their mind is the fee. That's it. In terms of what West Ham are asking, like if it's 150 million, flipping out, like that's quite outrageous. Are they going to be willing to do something lower? I would think yes. I think they're going to find it hard to turn down even an 80, 90 or 100. So it's up to Chelsea really. But Rice is so polarized and I don't get why. Yeah. You know, he's not crap. He's not crap. Like, look, like yesterday, England against Italy. Example. Only England player on the field that I felt actually done their job properly. Yeah. And it was clear to see. Declan Rice is solid. Can he fit into the way that we play? I think that's another concern that some people have in terms of the tempo of the game that we normally go with under Thomas Tuchel. Can he move the balls quick? Because everything else on the defensive side of things, he's sorted. And we need that anyway. So I would like, I mean, Tchouameni would have been nice. That's not happening. He's going to Real Madrid. Yeah. Some others would say Kamara, he's gone to Aston Villa. Sangare, PSV, maybe not. Rice right now is the only realistic, even the most importantly, expensive option, but the only realistic option. So I would like to see a Rice. I agree with you about Kante. And I think even though he's got an injury now, he needs to just be allowed time to recover. Just recover, man. Even if it means you don't start the season, just recover. Because on his day, he's the best. And if he has protection next to him, I think Kante flourishes. So it's hard to not allow Kovacic into the team. If we're going with the 3-4-3, I don't know where Gallagher might fit, or does he go a little bit more forward? But
that's interesting too.
Yep. I'm going to go with the same midfield. I'm going to go Rice and Kante as well.
Okay, cool. Yep. Okay, we've got like a lot of similarities now, but obviously we're getting to like the key part now of this team.
Now it gets tasty.
That front three. Wow, it's going to be... Tuchel's going to have a headache on his hands for next season for sure, but I'm going to start with mine, of course. Ousmane Dembele. He has to be the key guy. I'm seeing who Liverpool are signing, who close to signing. I'm seeing who Man City have already signed, what Real Madrid have done, what United are trying to do right now, what Tottenham are trying to do. We need a statement signing, one big boy signing. And I just think that Sterling, of course, sick player, respect him, but he's not giving me no footballing
that's
bone.
Perfect. I've never thought of it that way. Yeah.
But it's got to be Ousmane Dembele. Just the guy, Tuchel absolutely loves him, the way he plays, the way he can operate on the field, the positions he can take up, got to be him. On the left, gone for Mason Mount. The guy's been our player of the year twice now, and I think that he can grow and grow even more. And every season, the stats, the importance, everything's rising. I think he's one of our best players. And up front, I've gone for Nkunku. You know what I mean? If this is my dream lineup, I think Nkunku and that team could do bits. I know some guys right now are literally starting to just tear t-shirts up here. Not seeing Kai Havertz in the team.
You ain't got PTSD from Bundesliga, no?
That's what I'm saying. But I don't know. Obviously, Kai, with the front three, realistically, it's going to come down to who's performing well in training who'll get in that team. But we're getting to a point potentially where it'd be so many good quality players that it's going to really depend on who's doing bits to get in the team. But I'm just basing it on just consistency I've seen. And I probably have to have Mount over Kai just based on that. And I think someone like an Nkunku as well too, who can kind of operate everywhere in the attack. He's a finisher as well too. I think he could be quite a tasty player if we were able to secure someone like him. So, Younes, man, take it away. What are you doing that front three?
Oh man, this is where it gets difficult because of the formation. I'll give you a little bit of a backstory in terms of like if we were to go with a back four with a 4-3-3 as I would prefer, right? It'd be easier to have a DM 2 8s, which could end up being Mount and Gallagher, for example. Yeah. They fit in there perfectly. Even Kai Havertz maybe alongside one of them. Yeah. And then a front three, an actually authentic front three, 2 wingers and a striker, right? But with this 3-4-3, 2 DMs, two central midfielders in the pivot. Do you play with a 10 and 2 centre forwards, or 2 wingers and a striker? If we're going 2 wingers and a striker, oh man, it's difficult to stick Mason, I reckon, Yeah. I like Mason more central as an 8 on the edge of the box. I just think that's where he operates best. But Dembele for sure. Especially if we're being realistic in terms of who can actually come to Chelsea. This winger situation needs to get sorted. And so does our centre forward situation. Kai Havertz, I don't see as a nut. Yes, he can play up front, but whether he plays a little bit more tucked in behind or around there is, we know, his best role. I think if we're playing in the front two, Havertz plays there, but I'm going Dembele. I'm going, man, that other winger position is difficult. It's difficult, man. You know what? For what we have, it will be Mount. It will be Mount. We know Tuchel will be.
But what do you want? This is
me.
Speak your truth, bro.
No, because I feel the same with Sterling. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. You know what's mad? Yeah. I reckon this is going to be completely out of the dark, and I don't know if people will agree or disagree. Sane is not happy at Bayern Munich. And to make a move for him as another winger, But then you've got to look at the futures of Pulisic and Ziyech, and I don't know what their futures are going to hold. They might actually both be leaving. Who knows?
Yeah.
But in terms of moving forward, having a Dembele, a Sane, and maybe it's probably going to be Jesus if we're going to go for a striker. I don't see anyone else. It won't be Lewandowski. We need a striker. So I'm just going to say Jesus to go up top. But yeah, if we're going to a 4-3-3, I would like to have a Mount or a Gallagher / Havertz and then the front three. That would be nice.
I think that's exactly what I'll be doing as well too. And you know, this is where the thing gets debate gets quite interesting now, because with this potential like midfield talent, attacking talent, it would feel like a waste if like a position was taken away from all that talent to maybe have another defender on, when we could probably strengthen a way to like make playing back four even stronger now, because so many players are leaving. So I feel like Tuchel's gonna have a big dilemma in his hands this season when it comes to what's going to be done. But I think that's based on what I've seen from this guy over the years. He's just one of those managers where every week the system could change. You know, the players playing in it could be different as well too. I've got to see what happens, but it's exciting to know that potentially we could have a ton of talent in this team for next season. But just fitting it all together, making them happy is going to be.
It's going to be difficult.
Thank God I'm not a manager. Thank God I'm an armchair fan.
Tell me about it.
That's all I can say.
And for those that are advocating, I want to say this, for those that are advocating for Broja, right?
Yeah.
He's not going to be the main guy. I think in terms of him being at the club as a backup to learn and develop for a couple of years and 3 years or whatever, he's young. So, yeah, he'll be there, but don't expect him in your starting 11 every single week. It's not going to happen. That's just realistic.
And just even to add to that, I just think that if I was him, I don't want to come back competing, because the thing is, if you're not banging in the goals, you're not going to be in the team. You know, go out, learn your football. You're young.
Exactly.
Come 22, when you're 23, 24, that's when you can start to really try and make it here, in my opinion. But you guys, as you can see, my lineup, Younes' lineup, of course, in the comment section, you got to tell us what lineup you like. And do you think we're both idiots and morons? You can feel free to say that in the comment section. At least be creative about it. And leave us your lineup in the comments too. But Younes, bro, obviously been a pleasure to have you on. Hopefully we can collab a lot more throughout the summer. Where can the people find you? What do you want to plug?
Absolutely, man. No, thank you for having me on, man. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, throughout the summer, hopefully we'll end up doing a lot more things. And hopefully Chelsea actually start getting things done. That would be nice. And we get some signings in. But for me, Younes Talks Football, for those that don't know. And it's just at the moment, not just Chelsea, but the entire football spectrum, all the big signings, all the latest. I give my opinions on as we build up to the new season and we see what happens.
Of course, you can see everything in the description below. And of course, in the little scrolling text, all the details are there, you guys. Check it out. And on that note, thank you for watching. I'm the EFC. This is bluelionstv. Catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.